Welcome back to another episode of We Roguelike It. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpeer.
Hello.
And Monkey Sr.
Yo.
This is our last episode for Void Bastards. I wasn't able to finish it. Were either of you guys?
Nope.
No, yeah. I got 2 parts of the water cooler, and that was as far as I could go without getting more upgrades. Those secretaries, I can't, I can't. I thought, well, it's perfect if they're gonna protect themselves against their shield. I'm gonna throw out the thank you Moon last week for your recommendations about upgrading the kitty bot.
To the unstable kitty.
Super strong, like crazy overpowered. So I thought, perfect. I'll throw them towards the secretary ladies. They'll blow up. Everything should be fine. They hit the kitty bot with one of their zaps, it disintegrates and nothing happens.
Oh wow.
It's like, cool, was my whole plan. I guess I'll die now. Alright.
Like I tweeted earlier this week, when in doubt, run away.
That's what I did, is like what was weird about that ship? I needed the power wasn't on. So I had to like sprint all the way to the other side of the ship, turn on the power, and then just sprint all the way back to the airlock. And it's like, I don't have enough food. I have one more thing of fuel. I don't care. I don't want to deal with this. And then of course, the next ship, because I'm in Nebula 4, had the powered up version of screws in them, and the density for them said many. I was like, cool. I guess I will just drift aimlessly because I'm not going to fight that at all.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
New character.
Yeah. Monkey, how about you this week? What were your big milestones?
I got one of the cooling for the HR computer, right? But yeah, other than that, I didn't really get too much done. This game is really interesting because while I'm playing it, I'm having so much fun with it. You know?
Right.
Like it's super fun, but when I'm not playing it, I have no urge to play it. It's super weird. Like,
interesting. Yeah, I sort of don't have anything that's pulling me on my PS4 right now. So I keep firing up my Xbox One and be like, oh, I'll look at Game Pass, I'll see what I can download and check out, and I'm like, oh, I still have Void Bastards open. I do need to play that. And it's like, you're right. When I'm playing, I'm having a blast. When I'm not, I kind of forget about it, and that's certainly not the game's fault. There's just something in my brain that's like, oh, that was fun. All right, just kick that right out of my old brain.
I think it's part of the nature of the game is actually pretty good. It's very much forgive the phrasing here, it's very much a run-based game where you can do it's like Isaac, you do a couple of runs, you feel good, and then you don't think about it until you load it up again, and you do a couple of runs, and you get back into it, and then you close it and you don't think about it. Like,
right.
I took like 8 months break between the last time I played Isaac and the most recent time.
Right.
And I like just slip straight back into it kind of thing. It's something that works pretty well in the game's favor. Like, you're right, when you're playing it, it's just like, yeah, this is cool, we're into it. Oops, there goes 6 hours.
Yeah.
And then the second you stop, it's like, oh wait, it's been like 4 weeks since I played it? Okay.
Yeah. Well, and I think the one more ship thing works so well for the game, not only in the way that, the Civilization games famously do, where it's like, oh, one more turn. It doesn't take that long. Like, one ship doesn't take that long. Like, 15 minutes at the most. And that's only if you have a ship that, you're refilling your oxygen on. But I feel like every time I have a really stressful ship, and like I get out by the skin of my teeth, I'm more than happy to kind of put the game down right there, where it's like, I'm going to take a breather. I finished a ship. I'm in okay position. I don't even want to look at the next couple ships. That's a future Boston problem. I think I can take a breather this time. I think that works really well, where it's unlike Isaac, where I feel like every time you finish a floor, there's another floor. Like, you need to keep playing. You're not done yet. And I think that doesn't exist in Void Bastards. I think that's a big plus.
Yeah.
Moonpair, any big milestones for you for this week?
Lots of deaths.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of deaths. I made it up to Nebula 3, and I'm just struggling a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because of really bad rolls. I don't know if it's because I'm under-equipped. I don't know if it's because my headspace isn't great right now, so I'm not focusing and I'm making really poor decisions. Like, no, it seems like a smart idea to stand around and deal with a whole bunch of those stupid shade people, like, rather than run away from them. The
specters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good idea to stay and just fight them all rather than just literally run away from them, which is what I did stupidly.
Right.
Like, as soon as I die, then it's like, yeah, okay, that was a bad decision. You know that was a bad decision. You still made the bad decision anyway. Like, so I don't know if it's like I said, I don't know if it's just bad headspace or what, but no, a whole bunch of deaths.
Yeah.
Oh, so many deaths. So many.
I feel like Nebula 1 and 2 are fine, but once you start getting into Nebula 3, I feel like that's where the difficulty doesn't really spike, but it sort of kicks up a little bit, and Nebula 4 for me is the real hard spot, because you're getting more screws, you're getting more of the pink enemies, you're getting more of the patients, the floating head guys, which I found out this week the Rad Spiker is really great for. You hit them once with the Rad Spiker, they infect each other, and they all pop at the same time. And it doesn't alert them when you do that. Downside is, if you miss, you create a little spot of radiation, which is not good.
Nope. Not in the slightest.
I feel like I got a lot better this week at finding a rift somewhere, clearing out the area, and then locking the doors around that rift, as opposed to just like leaving and being like, well, we'll see what happens. It's like, no, stupid, like lock them in there. Most enemies can't open. I think only the security bot can open locked doors. So just lock them in there, man.
Pretty smart.
Yeah. I did run into the second level of security bots, though, because I didn't realize there's a second level of peepers that spot you faster, take more hits, and spawn a war bot.
Oh, jeez.
That thing tore me up. I have 1,400 health now on a regular character, and it shoots through that in no time flat. So,
oh, like the pirates at the start.
Yeah, I had another run-in with pirates this week, and I took down... I had the, what do they call it? The ion cannon, I think. It shoots out that giant ball and does just a poop ton of damage. Yeah, I had that, and I brought that in, and it did some work on some pirates, and then there was a pirate behind me that was lighting me up while I was fighting the other two.
Yep.
That didn't feel good.
That sounds like pirates.
Yeah. Shifty pirates. Yeah. Any last notes here before we get into the next game?
Go play Void Bastards.
Yeah.
Like,
it's on Game Pass for Xbox One and PC.
It's genuinely a fun game. Go give it a shot, see how it feels. If you are interested in roguelikes and you like first-person shooters, this is a pretty solid one to think of.
I'd be super excited for another game from this studio. Because like while playing it, I was thinking of like things they can do better on this, and like I can see it going two ways: like a more story-based, like less roguelike, or a more roguelike.
Right.
And the story-based one excites me. Like that idea excites me so much because it would just be the exact same playstyle, right? But instead of random characters, you have a bunch of party members, and then you can choose whichever party member you want, and each party member has different upgrade trees, and like maybe they go in as a duo or a squad or something, and then they get special abilities or special traits if they get the relationships up. I don't know. It's
right. I would play
this is the idea I have. It's like, oh man, that sounds so cool. But yeah, for this game right now, it's a really fun game. It's really good. Yeah. And I really wish I wanted to play it more.
Right. Yeah.
This is, for me, this is probably going to be like an Isaac for me, where it's like I will load her up every couple of weeks. Very much, I do very much a similar thing with Ziggurat.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I do with Ziggurat. It's like I load her up, I do a run or two, I die, I brush my hands off, and I put it down for another couple of weeks.
Yep.
And then I come back to it a lot later, and it's just like, oh yeah, I remember this game. I like this game.
Oh
Why
yeah,
didn't
Void
I?
Bastards. Yeah, I've got an hour or two to play. Yeah. Yeah. All right, our next game here is one of my favorites, and I showed my two co-hosts here the proof that randomization worked.
That is a lie. I saw no such proof.
I showed the receipts. Everything is on the up and up. The next game is Risk of Rain. Came out on the Vita, PS4, Switch, PC, Linux, and OS X. You might already own this for Steam because it's sort of been on sale forever. I have played it on Vita, PS4, and Switch, and all platforms work really well. So
Good to know.
check your Steam library. You might already own it, or Good Old Games or Twitch or something. It's probably on one of those. So next game is Risk of Rain. We'll play that for 4 weeks, and I think that's it. So we'll see you all. Yes.
Before we head to the next one.
Yes.
This should come up on the main show too. I just want to make sure we want to pour one out for our homies. The developers of Hand of Fate have closed.
Yes, they're ceasing development. Defiant Development is their name. Yeah, they are ceasing future development on all titles. So as Hand of Fate, we're gonna record our next ranking episode here. So we don't know where this game is gonna fall. But as of right now, Hand of Fate continues to be our top of the pops, our #1 best roguelike of all time, as voted by us. So, R.I.P. Defiant. Hopefully everybody finds their feet, and hopefully they can take those fantastic roguelike skills and make more roguelikes out there. So we can let's get our list to 200 games on We Roguelike It.
Yes, I know, and 50 of them need to be made by that dev team.
That's right. All right, that's our episode. Thank you all very much. We'll see you all next run.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.